In 2010, thousands of naked pictures of American Idol stars, senators' daughters, real housewives, and even school teachers were leaked by the internet's most hated man, Hunter Moore.
Hunter Moore.
Hunter Moore is
Hunter Moore.
Hunter Moore.
Hunter Moore.
My name's Hunter Moore.
He was doxxed by Anonymous, investigated by the feds, heck, even stabbed because of what he did next. Because what everyone wanted to know was how did he get his hands on thousands of these private pictures? Now, Hunter said on Dr. Drew that these were all revenge pictures sent in from pissed off lovers to humiliate them on his site, is IsanyoneUp.com. You know, where 30 million people a month saw, which made Hunter tens of thousands of dollars. See, Hunter was partying hard, copious amounts of drugs, hooking up with hundreds of chicks, not a care in the world. But the real story of how he got these photos was far more disturbing. After the rabbit hole the FBI found when one girl's pics appeared on his site, well, it would just lead to the very satisfying and public downfall of the internet's most hated man, Hunter Moore. Now, the tale of Hunter Moore doesn't start out with where he was born, but rather of a tale of alleged lawsuit fraud that would make Hunter rich beyond his wildest dreams. How? Well, working a retail job, he rounded up some employees to fabricate a story about their gay manager allegedly touching them. Now, rather than calling the cops, he threatens a lawsuit and the company wants to settle. And this story just illustrates how low he is willing to go to make money at any cost.
So they come in, right, and they're like, well, we just want to know how it affected you long-term since the situation happened. And so, I tell my story again, same old bullshit. Anyway, so Ray tells his story, and he just starts bawling, dude, like, he touched me. And I know he's not serious, right? So I have my head down like this, like I'm sad, but really I'm trying not to laugh. So the lawyers, they're like, okay, thank you, and they walk out the room. They're like, we're sorry this happened to you, So Ray, as soon as the door shuts, he goes from he touched me. He starts dying laughing, dude, and all of us in the room, dude, we all just start cracking up. And they come back with that final number, dude.
And that final number? 300 grand wired to his checking account at 21 years old. And Hunter just goes buck wild. He starts partying all around the world, ecstasy with the boys, doing lines off of dancers, getting that taste of the party life. Every night was crazier, bottle service, girls, drugs, tattoos, and the tab, it was always on Hunter. But when Hunter's card declined a year later, that's when he realized he was broke. He had blown through $300,000 in less than a year, and Hunter felt so horrible for it. I mean, he could have used that money to start up his life, possibly buy a home, but no, he wasted it all away. So moving back in with his parents, Hunter tried to get his life back together, but he just couldn't get his mind off of that LMFAO party rocker lifestyle that he had just had a taste of. He grew depressed, and even thought about ending it all. Yes, over the fact he wouldn't get the party again.
I mean, I was close to myself because it was so bad.
But one night, he was messaging some friends, trying to send out some good pictures of a girl. But when Hunter tried sending these pics to his friends, for whatever reason he couldn't. So he posted them on an old website he had, is IsanyoneUp.com, and sent the link out to his friends. And little did Hunter know, that site would change the world. Soon his friends started uploading their own naughty pics of girls they were hooking up with, and it was in Hunter's own words, for the homies. But after a week, Hunter checks the traffic out of curiosity. 14,000 unique visits. In other words, this wasn't just the homies getting off to this anymore. Now Hunter told himself, holy shit, I can make a lot of money doing this. Now the idea was pretty simple. Someone could anonymously submit, private photos to Hunter through the site. Perhaps it's a revengeful ex, a recent hookup, or maybe even your own pictures if you're feeling up to it. And then Hunter would manually verify each picture that they're all 18 years old. And then he would upload them on IsanyoneUp.com, and Hunter would make money from the ad revenue. Now, at the time, there were actually a lot of sites like this in this genre, if you will. And honestly, some were even worse. They would post your private pictures, and then you could have them taken down for $300, aka extortion. But, Hunter wasn't that scummy, but he did go the extra mile with his victims. See, along with the private pictures, he would link their Facebook account, their name, their address, what's their job, basically their entire docs. So if anyone searched these peoples on Google, well, the first image you would see is one of their hoo-ha. Now, within months, Hunter was getting a ton of negative publicity, but he really thrived off of it, stating in his own book, hate is what drives me, it's motivation. I shouldn't even write this because people think I'm a psycho. But with every hate comment, the traffic grew, and within months, the site had quote-unquote blown up. MySpace, Facebook, everyone was talking about it. Hunter started going on talk shows like Anderson Cooper, Dr. Drew Drizzle to farm even more hate, and people just couldn't get enough of it. Because once people heard about these awful websites from these TV shows, well, dads across the United States would have to make sure for themselves that it was just as bad as Dr. Drew made it seem, which it was. And in this cycle of negativity just kept the site growing. Bad press.
Basically, this is cyber. That's all it is.
I mean, cyber rape, that's way worse than real. I guess that's what you're saying.
More visits. Bad press.
You do know what you're doing is sleazy, right?
I don't feel it's sleazy at all.
Really?
Yeah.
More submissions, because more content on the site meant more visitors to it as well.
It never stops. People are submitting all the time.
Now, to build the community out, every day Hunter hand-selected the queen or king of the day, and he would post them on the front page for all to see. And this led to people leaking their own spicy pictures to try to get adult acting jobs or to promote album releases, and this little culture was building. Because even on the opposite side, he had the Daily Gargoyle, and in Hunter's own word, the Daily Gargoyle was a daily post about a semi-fat chick with some f***ed up titties or weird nipples. Nothing crazy, just something most people wouldn't And you know, with this screw you attitude, much like Tucker Max of the day, a real cult of personality developed around Hunter. He started selling merch with his face on it, he pitched reality shows to networks, and started throwing all of these parties across the United States. IsanyoneUp.com was now his main sponsor.
Were you disappointed when you were submitted to my site?
And it seemed like everything he had missed in his life, the partying, the bottle service, the girls, it had all come back within months. Now, at its peak, Hunter said he was making about 30 grand a month just on the ad revenue. But what that little detail always misses out, just to run the site cost about 20 grand a month. But the girls, the drugs, the money, the world was limitless for Hunter. But I mean, the real question was, any of this legal? Absolutely, because by law, these pictures came from users, not Hunter himself. I mean, he wasn't legally held responsible thanks to United States Law Section 230. Yes, the same law that protects YouTube from being sued for what its users post, and Hunter had that same protection.
You may be wondering, can Moore legally get away with this?
Under current federal law, he's completely off the hook.
But what about all the revenge picture laws that make non-consensual images illegal? Well, a lot of those laws that we have today, well, they were enacted because of what Hunter did next. Because with the help of his attorney looking at the site top and down, Hunter legally was in the clear. But oh boy, that did not stop people from trying to f with him. Mountains of lawsuits would get filed against Hunter and the site. Cease and desist letters would just pile up and Hunter would just pee on all of them. Now, the one thing Hunter did that I think was so cruel is he would link those revenge pics to their Facebook account, meaning all of the Facebook friends and their coworkers could see them as well. And, you know, for that, Facebook would file a massive lawsuit against them, to which Hunter replied back with a picture of his wee-wee. I'm not even going to make a comment about it being small or whatever. It's pretty big. Whether it was hate or love, people just could not stop looking at Hunter Moore. You know, he received daily death threats. Anonymous doxed him multiple times.
Hunter Moore, it's too late to expect us.
One woman's dad actually stabbed Hunter after leaking his daughter's pictures. And oh boy, 4Chan began the with him. Now today, anyone can find your address, your phone number, your name, your email, your job, heck, even who you voted for, all on data broker sites across the web. And the worst part, anyone can look at it for free. But with today's sponsor, Delete Me, they have experts that scour the web to remove your personal info from thousands of these data broker sites. Now, I personally signed up for Delete Me about a year ago when someone found me and my fiance's phone number from one of these free data broker sites and then texted her pretending to be me. But when that happened, I signed up for Delete Me. They got all of our personal info removed on these data broker sites. And it's really just given me such a peace of mind knowing that my fiance won't get random texts like, hey, this is Vince, I'm texting you from a new phone number because my phone broke, ever again. Yes, that actually happened. Heck, I even got my grandparents signed up for Delete Me after I showed them why they got so many spam calls. Well, so much of their personal info was available online for free. So get your personal info out of the hands of data brokers today. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you use the promo code Vince at joindeleteme.com/Vince and tell them Vince sent you. Remember when I said that he had to manually verify each picture on the site to make sure it was up to speed? Well, 4Chan took notice of that. And, you know, started uploading the most disturbing pictures he possibly could to the site, all because they knew Hunter would personally have to see it.
With all the attention, we had more weirdos and more weirdos every day submitting to the site. And we were dealing with a ton of underage you know, pictures that were submitted every day, and a lot of animal abuse and, you know, people that had been submitted and posted on the site in the past who had died within the year that the site would been up. People would find the pictures of them dead and post them along their pictures.
But did this make Hunter have any sympathy for his victims? Absolutely not. He said all of his victims were sluts, that they asked to be abused by sending these nudes. They deserved to lose their jobs, embarrass their family. Or, as he said on Dr. Drew,
do you feel bad about doing this to, I mean, you don't know these women, you don't know anything about them.
No one put a gun to your head and made you take these pictures. It's 2011, everything's on the internet. I don't know how you can point your finger at me. You took the picture. I mean, I've been justifying this in my head for over a year and a half of, you know, the site, you know, what I do and the site that I run.
Now, to keep the site growing, Hunter needed a constant supply of content. I mean, he told everyone these photos were submitted by the public.
Just anonymous people give you the pictures. Why you?
I mean, that's
right
kind of what makes it easier, you know? I mean, you know, it is all anonymous. I don't know these people.
And that's also what kept the site legal. But when one of his victims, Kayla Laws, spoke up, well, that's when the goddamn tide began to change.
Actress Kayla Laws is one of Hunter's many humiliated victims. But here's the problem. She says she had nude photos of herself on her computer, but never sent them to anyone. So how did they end up on his site? Kayla says she was hacked.
Your daughter said she was hacked, correct? Well, I could say I was hacked. I never created the site. So that's usually the first, you know, usually people that are embarrassed who made mistakes, you know, usually try and fall back on something else. I'm sure she sent the pictures to a million different guys and just ended up on my site just like everybody else.
But then when other women started saying their pictures have been hacked and also placed on IsanyoneUp.com, in a really sad way, no one believed them. No one took them seriously. I mean, they were shamed into admitting that maybe they just sent it to someone. But Kayla was so confident no one had seen it before. She had taken 100 pictures of herself in a dress. One of them had a nip slip, and that one nip slip photo was the one on IsanyoneUp.com, you know, where millions of people saw it and Kayla was distraught and in tears. But when no one believed her in the public eye that she had been hacked, her parents did. And they were probably the two people you don't want to f with in this world. Her mom was a private detective and her dad, oh, he was a bigwig attorney. Now, at first they tried to scrub this photo from the web, but Hunter refused any takedown requests they made. So her mom had to copyright the nip slip photo of her daughter so she could send a takedown notice to Hunter, to which he also ignored that too. So then they send takedowns to the hosting company, the web security firm, but nothing's getting done. And then strangely the next week, out of the blue, several of Kayla's friends also had their private pictures that no one had ever seen posted on IsanyoneUp.com. It almost seemed targeted. Now, this is getting out of hand, so her mom goes to LAPD, and no joke, they say, well, you shouldn't have taken the picture in the first place. Now, this is when Kayla's mom gets goddamn creative. Now, remember the Facebook accounts were linked to the pictures on IsanyoneUp.com? So Kayla's mom reaches out to all of the people on the site and asks them, were you hacked as well? And what she finds is absolutely insane. 40% of all of the women on the site claim that they were hacked, and 12% claimed they were photoshopped. What do I mean? They had their faces professionally photoshopped onto adult actors doing ungodly acts and then linking it back to their Facebook account, essentially destroying these people's credibilities in the public eye. And at that point, that's when her mom calls the FBI. And now the downfall of Hunter Moore begins. But then 11 days after Kayla's photo had been posted, it just all of a sudden came down. But I mean, it wasn't because Hunter felt sympathy. No. Kayla's dad, her attorney, told Hunter that the FBI was now checking him out, and that photo was gone off of the website. And then even stranger, the entire site was gone the next day. Now on Twitter, Hunter said that he had sold the site to an anti-bullying organization who then just shut it down permanently. But Hunter made it very clear, this had nothing to do with the FBI. No. It was because Hunter was getting bullied by 4Chan. I'm sick of looking at little kids naked. I'm sick of my site. I'm sick of my people calling me and telling me to kill myself. I'm tired of looking out the window and thinking somebody's gonna come through and murder me in my sleep. But did this make Hunter change as a person? Absolutely not. He was addicted to that life of the phone party and the DJ, the drugs, and just kept partying harder and harder. But as much as he tried to run away from all of his problems, the damage had already been done. The indictment had been released. My server guys, they've all been to prison for doing horrible shit. in the computer, so like I've probably got like the best team you could possibly have. Like we have a crack team of hackers. Now, although Hunter said publicly all around that these images were all user submitted,
People submitting it are the ones who should be, feeling bad when they do click that submit button.
well, the FBI begged to differ. Now, they had found evidence that Hunter had hired a hacker named Gary Jones to basically go into women's email accounts and steal their images. And he would pay him $145 per an account that he hacked into. And when I say hacked, I mean basic social engineering techniques. Hunter would pick a target, Gary Jones would hack him, and he was doing this dozens and dozens of times a week. There was emails from Hunter stating, "Hack all week for me, bro. Can I get 7 girls and 3 dudes?" And they did nothing to hide it. There was PayPal payments, wire transfers, emails, all matching up to explain what the hell they were doing. Now, CNN would actually track down the real Gary Jones, and immediately he was already feeling sympathy for what he had done.
Just why?
I did it for money. I mean, again, that makes me sound like a monster, but it's scary how quickly I would drop my morals for so little.
What was it like the first time you hacked into a woman's Facebook?
That's a loaded question, because I'll seem like a sociopath if I say it gave me a rush.
Now, when the FBI released the indictment, it validated so many women. It almost seemed like you were taking crazy pills, like my pictures were on the site, but I never sent them to anyone. I can't even imagine just how frustrating that must be. But was now Hunter remorseful at all in this, now that he was gonna go to prison possibly? Nope. In his own autobiography, he stated he was innocent. "I did not hack the site because I enjoyed a couple titties and getting f***ed up with the homies." That's basically what he thinks. So, facing a 14-year sentence, Hunter admits guilt to all charges, basically taking a plea deal for aggravated identity theft. And he only gets 2.5 years with a $145 restitution to the victims. Now, this sentence pissed off so many people. In response to that, 48 states made revenge pictures a criminal offense. Basically, this happened today, Hunter would be in prison for probably decades. I mean, he destroyed the lives of thousands of people. He deserves way more time. But Hunter was released in 2017. And today, Hunter is really just a washed up loser, reliving his glory days like Uncle Rico. There was a Netflix documentary about a year ago that he was asked to be in, and he was promoting it all on his Instagram, but at the last minute he pulled out, realizing they weren't gonna give him any little bit of grace, which he doesn't deserve in the slightest. Today, he's basically buying fake followers on Instagram, trying to farm all of that hate, but his best days are really behind him. And honestly, no one should care.